free!
When are we live? We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream.
We're
It's time
free!
for SpongeBob. SpongeBob.
Yes, SpongeBob.
We're gonna start with the game that got away last time, which was Creature from the Krusty Krab.
Yeah, it's a Krusty Krab. I'm playing the Krusty Krab.
So, we'll get this logo up there. And let's start running the game. Let me get a drink first real quick.
You wanted a Krusty Krab? Krusty Krab?
Gotta stay hydrated. Okay. Open up BizHawk, also known as Bach.
So I have played the console version of this game.
Hello,
It's
Saul.
actually pretty good.
And hello, cat. Saul
It's
says beans.
it's probably the weirdest SpongeBob game out there.
Creature from the Krusty Krab, the console version?
Yeah. I think I'm pretty confident calling it the weirdest.
Well, we'll see what the Game Boy Advance version is like. Okay. And SpongeBob. Yeah, somehow this one got
It's a
away
really
from me,
fun
and
game.
we've missed it last time.
Yeah, very sad. Very big sad. Very big crying into the toilet.
There we go. Also, I noticed the games were very quiet last week when we did this, so I'm going to see what I can do about that. Oh yeah, Way Forward. I noticed Way Forward did some of the ones last time. Oh, interesting. I thought that was a glitch at first, but I guess it's a film grain effect they're trying to go for. There we go.
Oh yeah, this game has like a vaguely like old monster movie aesthetic.
Uh-huh. I got that from this. Way Forward did, is this another one based on a special? No, I think this one is just purely just a game.
Based on a special. This is like, you might think that though, just given that it's super unique.
Bikini Bottom. Yeah, Way Forward did the,
wow,
the
this
movie game one. So yeah, Way Forward did this one, and Way Forward did the
cool.
movie game one, and they did the
this
Lights,
one-
Camera, Pants one.
This one actually has like the like a theater as like a framing device. That's cool.
Like Yoshi's Island. Or not Yoshi's Island, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I thought Yoshi's Island because it's Yoshi's in the theater watching it in that. Yeah, so yeah, as I was trying to say, Way Forward did the movie game, and they did Lights, Camera, Pants on the Game Boy Advance. And I missed that when we were playing it. I noticed it watching it back. It's like, oh yeah, that was Way Forward there. And then I noticed it at the beginning of this one too. So we'll see if it has similar sprites to those ones.
This might look like it's based on the.
Why is the car his bed? Oh, wasn't there like a dream sequence where his bed was a car? At some point, I vaguely remember that.
Maybe. I know the dream sequence involved driving and getting his license. Even though it probably looks like it right now, most of the game isn't based on the Sleepy Time episode.
Spin in the air to gain health. No, this is totally different sprites. What's with Patrick's and like having a big tongue in these games? Where did that idea come from?
I think this particular instance, I think the art was based on what's it called?
Oh, Gary
Rat
just
thing?
Gary just has a wheel.
This game actually might be worth playing all the way through just because, like, if it's anything like the console version, and I'm guessing it will be, it is... there's a lot of variety in here, a lot of different, like, art styles.
Sponge death has occurred. Is the game loud, by the way, everybody? The volume options for this are very coarse. Like, first it was too quiet, and now it might be too loud.
Sponge death.
It's good? Okay. It's just because I can't really hear Cassie over this music.
Oh no!
You can hear Cassie in the game fine. Okay, well, for the sake of the stream, I'll leave it as is. What is with Patrick? Keeps having... Oh yeah, I can jump, I forgot. Keeps having such a tongue.
I love the designs they did for this level.
Oh yeah,
that was one of the really cool things in the game, is like they used a lot of different art styles. Not like every level had its own art style, but a couple did. It was really cool.
Oh yeah, one thing I forgot. I gotta close my web browser because that bumbuses with emulation. Noticing some little hitches here and there. So we'll fix that. There we go. Wow. Plankton has his face on his motorcycle. This is quite the concept.
True.
I don't know why his face has to go so hard, but it really does.
They did a good job making Plankton recognizable as a small sprite.
Yeah. Elfie says, this sure is a thing. And Glitchily says, hello, glitch here. Oh, so now we've switched perspective. Also, Ash, I cannot be turned up any higher. I'm at like the maximum possible volume that I can be. So I have to adjust everything in accordance with that. I could turn everything else down to make myself louder, relatively. By comparison, you know. This is kind of the lowest effort 3D on the Game Boy Advance I've ever seen. Like this most simplistic. What is happening now? Now SpongeBob, well, his eyes have gone back in his head, for one thing. I have no idea what's going on. Like, what is the plot of this?
It's a dream.
Well, I mean, fair enough, but... Oh, what the heck? Sponge death has occurred. Alright, I've kind of had my fill of this by now. I want to get back to the main thing. I'm sure there's more stuff that we haven't seen, obviously, but... I'm getting kind of sick of this part.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be full of variety.
But there's a little bit of a look. Yeah, now that that's done, I'll turn this down just a little, just a hair. That should be good. So now everything other than me will be slightly quieter. Also, let me look. I might be able to increase my gain slightly. Let's look. Properties. Or no, filters, I believe you go to. Filters. Gain. Okay, there is a little bit of room for some more gain. Let's see. How's that? Am I a little bit louder? Hopefully it's not loud to the point where I'm like peaking and it sounds really crusty. Let me drop that a
So
little
that
bit.
seemed like it was pretty faithful to the console version.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, we didn't see a whole lot of it
Yeah.
because I got kind of sick of those levels.
Yeah.
Not hearing any peaks?
Like,
Okay.
the console version wasn't a side scroller, but
Okay. Yeah, I just worry hiking the gain up
obviously,
because...
you know.
I worry hiking the gain up because it can make me sound really, like, crispy. And I want to be smooth. Smooth peanut butter, not crunchy peanut butter.
Smoothling.
Yeah, that's me. Wait, where did the...
I like my smooth girlfriends.
Okay, Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I just thought it was really funny when you said you had a smooth brain.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so my save state worked. Yeah, I always thought that was kind of funny. Oh yeah, that's right, capturing the game breaks the game. Unless I have the capture set up before the game starts. Oops. You are ineligible to make a tier 2 sub? Huh. I wonder why. Also, now the thing is totally frozen. I can't close it. There. It let out one last little death scream as it went away. Okay. Battle for Bikini Bottom. There. Okay. Let's go. Sand Mountain time. Now for the main attraction. There's less than a month left until the remake comes out.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So we got less than a month to try and finish this game. I think we'll manage.
Less than a mouse?
Yeah, less than a mouse. I think Mystery must be on this level.
I'll be honest. I wanted to talk about Yummer, which is this discovery that was found in a SpongeBob HTML5 browser game.
Yeah, which you brought up last time. You brought it up for the first time last week when we started streaming this.
Oh, I did? Okay, so some people
or no, you brought it up.
That's
oh
good.
wait, no, you brought it up on the Sonic stream on Sunday.
Oh, well, he's basically just like a spooky face, from the hidden in the files of a SpongeBob Flash game. I think it was only found because like some art collectors were going in to like grab the assets and just have them documented, and then they found that.
So let me make sure we have the right emulation on here.
But I joined a server on Discord that's trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Yummer. And man, there's been so many absurd things going on in this server. There's like 4,000 people, and they're all making it so chaotic. And I had some really funny stories.
I didn't realize there was that many people in there.
I can't remember them all at once. Yeah, there's 4,000
Well, you were posting a lot of it. There's a lot of it in our like chats. You could probably look through that and like, find examples.
I could look through and find examples. One of the interesting things, though, is that I think 2 days ago now, I was randomly made a moderator.
Yeah.
Like, somebody in the staff chat pinged me, and they were like, "Hey, Cassie, can you watch over the command server?" And I was like, "What? I'm not a mod." And they're like, "You are now. You're a child mod."
How were you out of these 4,000? Like, you out of 4,000 people, how were you recognized to like be made into a mod?
I mean, I'm fairly active in there, I guess. I think I'm like one of the few people who takes like the search somewhat seriously, even though it's so fun to goof off. But anyway, so then the owner of the server, I asked like, whoa, what happened? And he told me like, I can't say any more than that, but we made you a mod.
Oh yeah, that was weird too. It's like, what do you mean you can't say more than that? What? What does that mean?
It's mysterious, Helena. We're living in the mystery zone.
It's like that time when I was...
Fortunately though... What? Oh, fortunately though, we have some pretty like good like rules in the server. Like I think I lucked out by like joining a server where they have like, you know, no slur kind of rules and stuff like that, no transphobia, like shit like that. Like yeah, I'm glad about
the
that.
Basics.
I'm glad I have the authority to slam transphobes into the ground.
I can't get over there. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's like when I was younger and I was on the Un-Mario wiki and got banned from there and like tried to ask like, and like there was no discernible reason I could tell why I was banned from there. And I asked like, why am I banned? And they said, if you'd been here as long as I've been, you'd know why. I was like, oh thanks.
Absolutely incredible.
That really explains it, thanks.
It feels weird having like this kind of power.
It's like when I became a moderator, or not a moderator, but an admin on the Kirby Wiki. The first day I was on there, there was somebody who had to be banned. Like, just coincidentally, the first day I'm an admin, I have to ban somebody.
Rip. It was like, I feel like it's like something that I like fell backward into, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's try this, I guess. And it's been an interesting experience.
Yeah, Hat in Time is really a massive file for whatever reason. Cat said Hat in Time is bigger than Smash Ultimate.
Because they're like a small team and like don't have the resources to like compress and shove that shit into a small space.
Whereas Nintendo seems to like put a lot of effort into compressing things.
I think Unreal produces bigger file sizes too. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong.
And it's using an older version of Unreal as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one thing also I wanted to say about being an admin on the Kirby Wiki is there's this one weird person who would show up from time to time just to edit this one page for an obscure character from the Kirby anime and edit what color it's listed as being on the page. And then we'd edit it back, and then like
incredible.
A while later, like it's usually like months in between, but then they'd come back and make the same edit again. And so eventually, like, we kept giving them timeouts, right? Like, okay, you're banned for like insert amount of time, because it wasn't obvious. It obviously wasn't like that bad of a thing they were doing. So it was like, well, we're not gonna like permanently ban you for that.
Right.
But then they kept doing it, and each time the ban would get longer until eventually we're just like, what? You know what? You're just gone. Goodbye. Like, because they just come to this one thing. It's like, thanks, but that's enough now. Well, goodbye. Also, one thing that's fun on there is there's no option for just permanent ban. So you can to do that, you just insert like whatever like absurdly long number you want, and we'd come up with like different like funny like long numbers for people that we were banning permanently, like 666 years or something like that.
Something I do want to talk about is if you've seen on my Twitter, you probably know that I really love how SpongeBob has been recently, like the show itself. Like everything season 10 and onward has been absolute gold. And I wanna talk about this one episode called Handemonium.
Oh yeah, the one you were talking to me about yesterday.
Legendary.
Literally says that she likes the animation.
The animation
in
is the best part in season 10 onward. It's so good. Like I remember one of the crew members like posted on Twitter about like, hey, you're probably gonna notice a change in the animation in season 10. And I just remember like seeing that and being like, yeah, the show's probably not gonna actually be better. It's still probably gonna be trash. But then like, no, it actually changed. Like it was like snap. It's just
Snap,
like all of a
crackle,
sudden,
pop, Rice
holy hell,
Krispies.
this is good.
Why did I go in here? This doesn't help me.
Okay, so Handemonium. So the basic plot is that Plankton wants to beat Krabs at arm wrestling. So he brings the hand on top of the chum bucket to life. Like, you know, the big purple one that holds the handle of the chum bucket? He brings that to life to arm wrestle Krabs. And so it does, but then it goes rogue and it like gets out of his control. And Plankton's like, oh shit, if I don't get this under control, I'm gonna get arrested. I can't go back to jail. So he gets SpongeBob to help him out. And they can't subdue the hand. So they decide to fight fire with fire and call, okay, you know Hans, the hand, like from the intro, and also the one that like washes. Yeah,
Hans is like a
the
rocket
hand from the like realistic hand from the intro that also like washes SpongeBob and suds, or like uses him to wash stuff.
Yeah.
So they decide, all right, we're gonna fight fire with fire. Sorry, can you hear that outside?
Yeah.
There's a lawnmower. Okay.
I can hear that.
Is it bad?
I mean, you can hear it, but I can hear you more.
Okay, good. So they decide they're gonna call Hans, and guess how they summon Hans? I'm just gonna give Chad a chance to guess.
Also, the fact that they know that it exists is interesting.
Right.
Cat says it sounded like a cat purring almost.
Oh, cute. Alright, you know what? I'll just say it. Okay. So SpongeBob...
Bree says, how do you summon a realistic hand? I don't know.
He takes off his pants, and he stands in front of his house, and he sings, "Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?" And Hans comes and puts his pants on.
A pineapple under the sea.
Like the intro.
Yep. He summons the intro of the show.
Oh my god. The show is so good.
So how do we do this?
Constantly surprising me. Oh, did I talk about the episode with Old Man Jenkins and the Krusty Krab, Elena? Did I talk about that last time?
I don't think you talked about it on stream, no. But you told me about it for sure.
Okay. I gotta tell you about this.
I'm watching SpongeBob vicariously through Cassie.
There was another episode where Krabs gets sick of Old Man Jenkins coming into the Krusty Krab and getting a senior discount, getting a free drink because he's old. So Krabs is like, all right, I'm putting me foot down. So he tries to get rid of Jenkins, but he just keeps being like, respect your elders. So Krabs is like, respect your elders, huh? So Krabs gets his dad. He gets his dad, who's older than Jenkins, to come tell Jenkins to leave. But Jenkins has the ultimate trap card because he pulls out from under the table his own dad, who's older than Krabs' dad.
He pulled him out like he was like a piece of bubble gum under the table. Like there was a piece of bubble gum under the table. He grabs it and like pulls it out and like shakes it to like, you know, like have it unfold, and then it's this really old man.
No explanation for how that works. It just happens. There's no explanation. So then Krabs gets his grandfather. But then Jenkins pulls his trap card and brings out his grandfather.
Somehow.
So Krabs gets his great-grandfather, and then Jenkins gets his great-grandfather. And then Krabs makes a summoning circle with like a crab-shaped pentagram thing. He makes a summoning circle, and he summons one of his ancestors.
Keep in mind, this is one of 2 times summoning has been a thing in this season, because they also summoned Hans.
And so Jenkins gets out a Ouija board and summons one of his ancestors. So then, like, Krabs, after doing a little bit more summoning, he just goes straight to the Krabs family graveyard and, like, vacuums up a bunch of ghosts.
What?
And they just have armies of ghosts.
What the heck?
The escalation is so goddamn funny. Like, I already thought it was hilarious.
Cats is
when
Luigi's
Jenkins
mansion.
Pulls out his own dad, but they just keep going. I freaking died. It was so good.
You became one of the ghosts in the army.
Yep. This show is pure gold. I'm telling you. Like, whatever they figured out to like start doing this show well again. They did it. Like, it's a completely different show from those first 3 seasons. Like, it's pretty much just like fun slapstick. But like, if you can get past your nostalgia, because I have a lot of nostalgia for those first 3 seasons. Like, if you can get past that, it's so good. It's just incredible.
So this stream of this game has been doing much better than my original one, because I think the reason why I stopped playing it before I finished it last time was, 1, there was not very many viewers, and 2, I was getting kind of bored going through it again. But this time it's kept my interest, and also we've kept up our viewers. I think it's nice having you here to like talk to over it and talk about SpongeBob stuff.
Definitely,
and
because
also having
SpongeBob
and
is
having
my latest special interest.
having
this works.
having you here and having so many people watching really makes this a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
This is a definite upgrade over my original stream of this.
This show is just incredible.
I mean, I usually have an audience. Even back then, I usually had people, but not for this. Like, this game didn't get a lot of people back then. I guess I have a different audience who is more interested in these kind of things now. Because I guess my initial audience was just people who knew me.
A lot. Licensed games are like really interesting to me.
Now I've met a lot of people through streaming, which is really cool. So, and those are people who are here because they like my streams, so they stick around and everything. So I know I have like a dedicated, like, it's really nice. I've gotten to the point where well, it's still small, but I do have a dedicated audience who comes to watch pretty much all my streams. Alright, Incognito. I remember this stage. I remember that title, at least. This is an extreme backtracking stage. Also, Biss's new profile picture out of the corner of my eye looks like Mr. Krabs. Don't tell them I said that.
Elena, didn't you want me to talk about that episode that Mr. Lawrence wrote?
Oh yeah, because I noticed Mr. Lawrence wrote some episodes. And I was curious about those.
It was actually a 2-parter. Oh, for context, Mr. Lawrence is the voice of Plankton.
Yeah, and it always amuses me that he just goes by Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact about Mr. Lawrence. Steven Hillenburg only wanted Plankton to be in like 1 or 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, he thought the whole formula stealing shtick would get old, but Mr. Lawrence just really loved playing Plankton, and he convinced Steven
the formula
to, like,
stealing shtick is now like a staple of the of SpongeBob.
Right.
It's like one of the main things in all of SpongeBob.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, oh, people
Plankton
are gonna get sick of that, and then it's like, nope, that's the main thing in the whole show. Forever. SpongeBob gets scrocked by clams.
Oh yeah, but as I was saying, the episode by Mr. Lawrence, it was a 2-part episode, and I think the first part was pretty fun. The second part kind of dragged on though. Like there's not much to say about it. It was like basically, they get arrested at Glove World because SpongeBob and Patrick get arrested at Glove World because Patrick, he tried to meet an animatronic of the Glove World founder, and he broke it. He like ripped its head off. So they went to Glove World jail, and
Glove World
they accidentally helped. Yeah, and they accidentally helped a bunch of kids break out of Glove World jail. So they had to like chase down the kids before they got caught.
Kat says that's so weird. The main antagonist was almost a one-off character.
Yeah, it is weird, but it makes a lot of sense. Like, I can absolutely understand being worried about, like, you know, quickly running out of interesting ways to do the same thing. Gosh.
Hold on one second.
The show
There's
like
a million
has the
messages.
energy of a 20s cartoon now. It's so good.
What if I meowed on stream?
Meow. Oh, interesting glitch. I mean, cat. Huh. That's an interesting, interesting. I'm trying to, what's the right word? Perspective? Suggestion? I never thought of it like that.
Okay, let's
I
continue.
never thought of it as like a role that needed to be filled. Like, maybe they just wouldn't fill it, you know?
Would Squidward have been the bad guy? Squidward's the sad guy. Now, where I saw the door to open with this key earlier, but I don't remember where it was.
Oh, I'm gonna watch the second movie soon. I haven't actually seen it
The
yet.
Suvi.
Just because I didn't think it would be very good. But from what I've heard, like, it's just like the last quarter of the movie that's not that great, because it's all like the stuff shoved in for the trailers, you know, like the CG stuff with the weird, like, buff superhero versions of the characters.
Yeah, when Kat was talking earlier about the superhero SpongeBob characters, I looked them up to try and remember what their powers were. And stuff from that movie came up, of course. And I was like, why are they, like... I do admit, I kind of laughed about what they did with Plankton. Because he's like a massive buff man with tiny Plankton head. And then I was noticing that Squidward, they made him like wear a leotard instead of just a shirt. as if now he's inappropriate if he's like muscular humanoid. And then Sandy's just a real squirrel.
I don't necessarily think it's like bad in concept, but the marketing material has definitely like put me off the idea. But you know, when I watch the movie, I'll see how it goes. But anyway, I heard that the rest of the movie outside of that is really good. So I guess I'll just have to see.
Notice I took like 2 attempts, like I stopped, I was about to jump and then I stopped and was like, oh wait, I gotta wait till that clam's out of the way, and then I still hit the clam.
The new movie looks like it's gonna be really fun. I'm pretty excited for that, cause like the
one of these jumps, great.
I know people groan a lot about 3D animation, but now that people are actually doing like unique art styles and unique stuff with 3D animation and not just all having Pixar DreamWorks look, yeah, I'm actually really excited about the future of 3D animation, and this movie looks absolutely beautiful. I love how they focus on the lighting and stuff.
As I always bring up on that topic, the first movie that I remember seeing that was like really like animated in a fun way in 3D was Hotel Transylvania and its sequels.
Yeah, those movies look really good. They totally have the spirit of a 2D movie.
I love just looking at those ones. They're really fun to watch just because they're fun visually. And interestingly, they got better with the sequels too. Like, it wasn't an example where like the sequels are like worse. Because, like, yeah, I like this. The animation gets better across them, so.
Oh,
Hello,
Bis
Bis.
has something to say.
If SpongeBob Squappins.
Weapons. I like how when Bis has something to say, it's a string of 6 okays.
Okay.
Grody ass ocean horse vor the robot. Yeah.
That has the same. That
Yeah,
sentence
that's
has
what
the same
happens.
energy as why call it oven when oven cold the food of out hot eat the food.
I thought you were gonna say, darn, I forgot what I thought you were gonna say. Oh, fish ass feet.
Yeah, we gotta get you on to stream Spore so that we can have that character in there. What if I just play as
Oh my
that character?
God.
We start with the creature mode and we just play as Fishbone Footy.
We have to tell everyone about what we discovered about the deep lore with Manward and Jim Bob.
Oh yeah, because Squidward is not an octopus.
Yeah,
But
Squidward
he's
is
called
not
Squidward.
an octopus.
So following
and his
that logic-
live-action version, his live-action version in the 20th anniversary special is called Manward. So does that mean he's not a man? Because Squidward isn't a squid; he's an octopus.
That's why I said they should
Does
have
that
called
mean
him.
Manward is an ape?
That's why I thought they should have called him Apeward. And then Bis had this amazing joke where they're like, they were like, Cassie, I'm playing Donkey Kong Jr. Which direction am I going? Or which direction am I supposed to go? And you're like, what? And they're like, Apeward.
The deep cut.
Oh, that was so good.
Gosh.
Okay, I'm stuck. This is a dead end.
Gosh, the 20th anniversary special is so good. Like, if there's any, like, if there's anything you watch of, like, the current era of the show, that's a good one to watch. It's such a good indicator of like the difference between this era and like the middle seasons too. Because if you look at the 10th anniversary special, Truth or Square, it just sucks. It's just not good.
Wait, what was in Truth or Square again? Because I remember remembering something from that. I think you brought it up the other day.
I think you remembered the umbilical cord.
Oh yeah, I remember
scene.
that. Yeah, where he eats the Krabby Patty through his mother. That sounds really weird. Just saying that out loud is like, nah, wait a minute. That sounds. I don't like the sound of that sentence.
I think one of the only things I liked about Truth or Square was some of the segments that were animated in different styles.
Oh look, there's Squidward. How is it you always manage to find me, SpongeBob? Can't you tell I want to be alone? Wow, okay. What are you even doing here, Squidward? Just wandering the streets? How come there's nobody in these houses, by the way? Why are they all empty? Where did everybody go?
Oh my god, when you play Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, I'm so excited for Piss Guy HD on stream.
I didn't watch that clip just to avoid spoiling myself.
Wow. So you're gonna see Piss Guy HD for the first time.
Yeah. Can't you see I'm busy spoiling myself? Somebody should have made that into a meme where it's like Squidward is like looking at like spoilers for like the new Pokemon game or something.
Oh my god. You know what that reminds me
I'm
of?
busy spoiling myself.
Remember that thing I sent last night? That gif of Squidward in the bath?
Yeah. That's what started the whole conversation about his name and everything.
And his nose.
Yeah.
Bis and I figured out the deep lore of Squidward's nose.
Wow.
Basically, in an episode called Whirly Brains, which is the first episode of season 10, and also the episode that proved to me that like they just had a complete 180 turn in terms of like quality and tone.
I remember
and
that was,
animation
I
quality.
think it's coming back to me. I think I remember people talking about that scene when it was new.
Whirly Brains?
Yeah, the scene with his nose. I remember people talking about it.
Yeah, the episode turned a lot of heads at the time. But there's a scene where Squidward's in the bath, and he unwraps his nose, like, it almost looks like he's taking the skin off, but then like underneath his nose is like, it's hard to describe, honestly, because it's you have to see it to believe it. He like unwraps it, and then like his nose is like really like big, and it's like hanging.
Whitey Guy
hanging
97
out,
says,
and
"I'm somewhat hesitant to watch really modern SpongeBob. I hear people say it's good, but he's hurt me before."
I mean, fair play. I mean, I think I felt pretty like weirdly betrayed when I found out that like Nickelodeon continued the show just for money and like almost completely replaced the crew. But at this point, I think they've gotten past that like sour stench
that
of
Sour
like
Patch
this is
Kids.
just here for cash money, and that like sour like cynicism undertone that the show gained from that. And I think they've gotten into like a renaissance of just like celebrating the medium of animation itself and just having fun with like the way they draw the characters and the way they move and just like the fun reactions. It's very much in the spirit of an old 20s cartoon, and if you enjoy those even a little bit, you might enjoy this like a lot. Because it feels like modern
you must have missed
better
earlier when
than
we were
every
talking about the
20s
plots of some of
cartoon.
these episodes and how bizarre they are.
Yeah.
How off the walls they are.
But anyway. Oh, actually, you know what, Elena? I think that's part of what I didn't like about the Glove World episode was I think maybe just by nature of it being a two-part episode, and probably also something that Nickelodeon like wanted to like hype up as a special, I'm guessing, influenced the development. It feels like it's a little bit too plot focused. Anyway, what was I saying? I got lost.
Back here, robot.
Every time I try to talk, my conversation like branches out into so many different tangents, and then I have to like find my way back down the tree branch.
I understand that. I get that. Been there, done that.
So yeah, Squidward, he like unwraps his nose and like his big like, I guess his true nose from underneath. It's like
His true
very
nose.
large and like it sags down.
Yeah, that's Cassie. We got Cassie here.
Yeah, this is
Ash
Cassie.
just put a sad Miyamoto in the chat. With
I guess his,
sunglasses,
like,
by the way.
true nose, like sags down in a pretty like weirdly lewd looking way, I would say. And he's in the bath and he's just like, my own bathroom, the one place where I can let it all hang out. It's like, oh, okay. Okay, Squidward.
Squidward!
It's truly, it really is, it's from Whirly Brains, YT guy. First episode of season 10.
Okay, we need a robot to help us get up there.
Yeah, so Bis and I concluded that, the nose of an octopus is like it's like analogous to a tit. And they have to like bind it or like wear like a nose bra essentially. God, it feels terrible just saying this. It's so disgusting.
I know, right? It was me with the sentence of like, oh, SpongeBob ate the Krusty the Krabby Patty. Well, before he was born.
Oh yeah.
It's like me describing that was like that sounds terrible out loud. I mean, it sounded terrible to begin with, but when you say it out loud, it really strikes you like, dang, this is I don't like this.
We're really digging into the deep lore of octopi.
Oh goodness. Do they have that as an error on the SpongeBob wiki? Like, SpongeBob is a sponge, and sponges don't give birth.
I don't know, probably. Oh my god. One of the best things in the trivia section, the SpongeBob wiki is hog wild. One of the best things in the trivia sections of that wiki is on the wiki page for Manword. You know, the official.
All right, Cassie.
Gijinko.
By the way, here's the little stage I wanted to show you that's in the industrial park. I was waiting for us to get here. Don't fall in that goose, SpongeBob. It's more toxic than a gas vent in sulfur fields.
That on the official on the page for the official Squidward Gijinka Manword, they say. They write that he wears pants because in live action it would just be too like inappropriate to have full nudity
or even
in
just
live
underwear.
Action on
they
TV.
wrote.
Oh yeah, or even just underwear. Like, does that need to go in the? Do you need to put that there? Does that need
Also,
to
everybody take note of this password, by the way. That's why I have it up here in case I game over, so we can have that. So C1FX, keep that in mind for me in case we need it. Okay, we will need it. Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. We don't need it. I don't need it!
I love calling Manword the official Squidward Gijinka.
Yeah, this is an interesting area of the game because this place only appeared in like one episode of the show, you said?
Yeah, it was just like the industrial park only appeared in I think it was called Pre-Hibernation Week for just like a very short part of the episode.
Yep.
With SpongeBob and Sandy doing extreme sports. So it's weird, not only that it appeared as a location in the console version of this game, it was a boss arena in that game, but like in this game, it's like full on, like it's straight up just a level theme.
Yeah, there's multiple levels here.
I feel sort of the same about Sand Mountain because it only appeared at the beginning of, I think it was called I Had an Accident.
Oh, where he breaks his butt?
The one with the gorilla suit, yeah. And with Chip, Use Napkin, and Penny.
Oh yeah. That was a good one. The message for reason.
I think also the console version has a level that's called
Bis, are you there?
Flying Dutchman's Shipyard, I think, or Graveyard. And I think I read that was completely made up for the game. So that was like the
Wait, what was made up? Hold on, I was not paying attention.
It was called either Flying Dutchman's Shipyard or Graveyard. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that one. I remember you talking about that.
Oh yeah, that was fun, YT guy. The official Plankton Gajinka is like, he has on like a ski mask with only one eye hole.
I was gonna say, what brought up this topic was, I was looking at the page for the episode Roller Cowards, which is where they go on the roller coaster and their spines get ripped out by the roller coaster because it goes so fast or something like that. And on the errors section, the error section for that was wild because it had both like legitimate animation errors, but also like what I think they presumed were continuity errors. Like in this scene, SpongeBob gets his eyebrows or eyelashes burnt off, but then in the next scene they're back again, and it's like, yeah, have you never watched a cartoon before? Like where bad stuff happens to the characters, and then they're just fine again.
Like the king of like doing a gag in one scene, and then the next shot, whatever happened in the gag is undone.
Yeah.
Like, have you not watched this exact show before?
And then the real kicker, what made me laugh the most was where it shows the scene where they have their spines removed, and it's like SpongeBob is a sponge and Patrick is a starfish, and neither of them have spines, so it's an error that they have spines removed by the roller coaster. It's like, it's a cartoon. Of course we know they don't, like, do they have it as an error every time fire appears underwater? Like, by that logic, they should have that too.
Incredible. God,
Sponge is living in pineapples, I can believe, but having spines, forget it. Suspension of disbelief ruined. Speaking of fire underwater, I love that the camping episode with the sea bear. That's one of my favorites. I remember when that was new. And everybody at school was talking about it. And like, we would like sing the campfire song from it in school. SpongeBob was very big with kids at that time.
SpongeBob is so good, Elena.
SpongeBob was the thing that everybody watched.
Yeah, Bis, where's the continuity? Sometimes he has a spine, sometimes he doesn't. Do you mean to tell me that this story-driven cartoon is like so poorly written that they can't even remember if their main character has a spine? Wow. Looks like the writers got lazy. That's my least favorite thing ever, is when people call the creators of something lazy. It's a major
Sponges can't talk. What a bad error, Brehive says.
Wow, yeah, that's an incredibly bad error.
It was amazing. The trivia sections on the SpongeBob Wiki, as Cassie mentioned earlier, are always an experience as well.
They
you mentioned the
truly
man
are
word. You mentioned the man word trivia.
We really don't need to write about naked Roger Bumpus.
These were always highly stressful to me as a child. Also, what the heck are these crushing anyway? There's no conveyor belt here. Why are there crushers?
I don't know.
It's like those crushers in Half-Life you were talking about yesterday, Bis. Like, what is the purpose of these? And I said it was for when it's 4 p.m.
Oh, of course. It's for 4 p.m.
Yeah. There we go. Oops. Oh, you can't even like sidle against them when they're not going. There's some underpants. You got a fresh pair of pants. You played through that whole game after we streamed it, huh?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh,
Played through all of Legend of the Lost Spatula. I maintain that it's pretty fun.
so you have to redo this whole room, huh?
I get why people don't like it, but I enjoy it.
What do you think of these bubbles? The animation on these. Those bubble graphics.
What bubbles?
The bubbles that come out
Oh,
of
the like
the toxic
big
sludge.
gloopy green
Yeah.
ones. The way they move physically is kind of weird, but I like the way they look. Like, as in the way their sprite is moved, not the way they're animated.
This is a very repetitive song.
Rip.
It's like generic, like sci-fi mad scientist lab song.
The track that plays in the industrial park in the console game is really good. People remix it a lot because it's just really good.
This is one of those songs where you can tell it's just been reused from something else, because it's also used for the chum bucket and like you know, like the science lab in the chum bucket, and there it makes sense. Like it's like mad scientist plankton lab music, and then like, so you can tell they made it for that first, and then we're just like, yeah, let's just use it here too.
Right. The console game has an interesting OST because the first 3 levels have like tracks that feel like they feel themed after, you know, being underwater and being in the show, but after that a lot of the tracks like veer off in their own kind of direction. It's an interesting soundtrack for sure.
You're an interesting soundtrack.
Oh, hooray!
I give out strange compliments. Oh, that's the exit. I remember that level being really, really hard when I was younger. Like I was always afraid of those levels because they were so hard. Oh, let's get ourselves a JPEG. Or maybe a GIF. I hope it's an animated one. Oh, also there's a weird glitch on this level. Did you see how the ground like extends when you drive over it there? I always remember that.
What?
There's a part where the ground like extends out underneath you as you go down it.
You mean like when you're about to go off that ledge that curves down?
Yeah. It extends.
I think that might be you getting put back a little bit. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, whatever it is, it like... I've always noticed that since I was a kid.
Yeah, I noticed it too.
I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like getting pushed back. God, I always miss... Both times I missed the same Krabby Patty. This bonus level is easier than some of the... Like, yeah, look at that! The platform, like, grows. I guess you could watch it back frame by frame to try and see what exactly is going on, but...
Right, like use some clues from the environment.
I could go into task mode and run the game really slow.
I think it's pretty likely, from my perspective, that it's you getting set back a few units.
That's so
For
weird.
whatever reason.
Can't read the chat at the moment because I've gotta like focus on this. So I can see people are writing stuff in the chat, but I don't know what you're writing.
I guess honestly, just because that seems like the most plausible answer.
Yeah.
That's
Rather than
that's
it
why
grows.
it's plausible, basically. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to get that Krabby Patty, but I always go at it a little low. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna see if I can download those other, like, PC SpongeBob games I wanted to play before next week. We can do those.
Yeah. We have plenty of games to play up till Rehydrated comes out.
I think.
Hey,
I think
what? After you stream Rehydrated, would you be able to stream the console movie game? Like
what console is it on? Is it on GameCube?
Like, is your computer able to do like Dolphin, like GameCube stuff?
Well, yeah. Well, I've heard that that's pretty well optimized. Like, it works really well.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could get it running.
Plus,
it
I
would be
think.
awesome.
Plus, I think it has its own like drivers that work with the GameCube adapter. So I could use a real GameCube controller.
I think it was also on the Xbox and PS2.
There we go. Well, yeah, GameCube will work easiest.
Right.
I don't know why he's being entrusted to drive the invisible boatmobile, and yet here we are, Kat says. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh my god, look at how blown out this is! Look at how terrible this is!
Did we get it? Oh boy, I can't wait for it to show
It's not
up.
an animated one, but it's just a terribly blown out screenshot. That's what we unlocked.
Incredible! Oh my god.
Biss is laughing a ton in the chat.
That's the crustiest thing I've ever seen.
Some of the other ones,
God.
remember how some of the other ones you were like, these aren't that bad? Like, I knew there were some there were some real stinkers in there.
Bacon side, that's Super Sponge. That has the explicit,
I have the ROMs for the GBA video, but Cassie didn't want me to stream it.
What?
You didn't want me to stream the GBA video
yeah,
ROMs.
because Viacom would murder us.
Why are you here bothering me, SpongeBob? Aren't you supposed to be headed for the chum bucket? Yeah, why is he here anyway? Why is he doing any of this?
Yeah, Bacon Side was mentioning, there is a SpongeBob game called Super Sponge, and in the files, you can find somebody drew SpongeBob porn and left it in the files.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
That's a level beyond Yummer. That's the most wild thing I've heard about being hidden in the files for a game. I've looked through a lot of that stuff before, like the big rants that are in the new Tetris on Nintendo 64.
True. I think they did SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah, that's what Bacon Side just said.
They also did, I think, SpongeBob and Sandy. And then I think they also had one of SpongeBob in BDSM getup.
I remember hearing about that in some random game, I don't remember what it was, where there was, like, they did that with, like, the girl characters of the game, and those are in the files somewhere, but I don't remember what game that was or any other details, so it's not unprecedented, but it's bizarre to have it in SpongeBob. Oh, did you see the thing the other day, Cassie, where somebody was talking about how one of the textures in one of the SpongeBob games was a picture of poop?
Yeah, yeah.
And then somebody found that and was like, oh yeah, I guess that is
like
poop.
The console version. In the console version of Battle for Bikini Bottom, the texture for the trees in Jellyfish Fields.
It's another big ugly robot. Oh yeah, so this is brand new, right? This isn't in the console version.
They're like stand-ins for trees. The texture for the bark, so to speak, is poop. Like the texture artist just
And
found
they
it
said
online
they asked why
and
and said it was
"Oh,
just the
this
perfect.
is-"
It was just perfect. It was just the perfect texture.
Yeah.
It was just what I needed.
It was just the exact texture they needed.
Hmm. And it was poop. I remember this being really hard when I was little. Like, it took me a long time to manage to beat this one. I don't know why. Like, it's kind of the easiest
Maybe
one.
I didn't ever fight this one. I don't know if I remember this.
Also, do you like how it's drawn in like a completely different style from everything else in the game? Like the
Yeah.
body there is like a MS Paint drawing. Oops. I don't know why I go to MS Paint drawing when I just mean like low amount of color used and like and like black outlines like that, you know.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to play Battle for Bikini Bottom on the console, Elena. It's so good. Wow. Look what Bis said in chat. They said, why are video games the only medium where a giant evil machine version of a burger joint cashier is a reasonable premise?
Why must you destroy
something I
everything
think
that's
is
beautiful,
funny.
SpongeBob? Squidward
something I
likes
think
the
is
robot that
funny.
was made of him.
About
He's the only one that
when
likes
they try
it.
to group, when they try to group the like main cast of SpongeBob together, because like I'm gonna use Atlanta Square Panis as a.
Have you
as
no
an
ear for great
example
music? You have
because
no
I
ear for
love
great
doing
music,
that.
do you? Squid
Can you
Vicious, that was
imagine
called.
going on a road trip with your boss and your and your neighbor who hates you? Like.
Also, I want to mention about.
That's such an eclectic mix of people to go on a road trip with, and yet because they're iconic characters, they have to find a way to force them all together for the special.
I want to mention this joke, Squid Vicious, was used in GB Robo Photo Finder. There's like a squid character who is named Squid Vicious in that too. So.
What does that even mean?
Well, it's a reference to Sid Vicious, who I don't remember who exactly is, a musician. Like a punk-like musician, I think? Also, here we have... We're going to Rock Bottom, finally.
Rock Bottom.
Hi, do you know the way to the chum bucket? So yeah, this looks totally different from how it looked in that other game we played, the Revenge of the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, actually, that was weird, because at the end of that...
Also, look, they don't actually have the road, it's just a wall.
My bad.
So this is slightly less good than... slightly less accurate.
The Legend of the Lost Spatula, the final level is weird, because you go inside of the statue from the beginning cutscene, and then you, like, drop into Rock Bottom, but then, like, there's a secret, like, right at the beginning of Rock Bottom that leads straight to, like, the Flying Dutchman's area, which is, like, the final area, so, like... I don't know, I didn't see the rest of Rock Bottom, I guess, because I just went into, like, I found the secret in the wall, and I'm like...
Why is there another sign for Rock... Why are there two signs for Rock Bottom?
So it's very weird, I just saw very...
Whoops. Sponge death has occurred. Death of a sponge. You know how there was that famous like comic where Superman dies? If they do like an episode where SpongeBob dies. Are you there, Cassie? You've gone silent. Stream's still up. SpongeBob dead.mp3 the creepypasta. Hello? Hello, hello?
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
There
Hi.
you are.
Okay, we're good now.
Sorry. What was the last thing I said? I don't know when I got cut off.
Oh, it was a while ago, I think.
Oh, okay. So I was saying, Rock Bottom is interesting because it only appeared in the one episode of the show, and then like one other time as a small
Oh yeah,
cameo.
I think it cut off. You
like,
said Rock Bottom is
10 plus
interesting,
years after.
and I don't think you said anything more.
Oh.
Oh, it had a cameo? Oh yeah, I remember you told me that. What was the
Yeah,
cameo?
like 10 plus years after. I don't remember. I think it was like Krabs was trying to get rid of Squidward and he sends him to Rock Bottom. I think it was something like that. Which I guess is more like a minor appearance than a cameo. But it appears in like it seems like every SpongeBob game has Rock Bottom in it. Like if you look on the wiki page for its appearances,
oh, I can hear myself
it
over
has
your end,
2
Cassie.
episode appearances. Oh, I'll just say this before I fix it. It has 2 episode appearances and like 20 plus game appearances. It's wild.
Well, I mean, when you're making a video game, you gotta have different areas to go to. When you're making a video game, you gotta have different, like, worlds, like, different areas to go to. And then,
right, like, it makes sense. It's just wild.
And then, I mean, like, you quickly run out of different places in SpongeBob, so you gotta be like, well, what locations have been in SpongeBob? And then, okay, well, there's this one.
Right.
Oops. Sponge death. Yeah, then I was like, you know, there was the comic where they have the death of Superman. If they did the death of SpongeBob. Did you know that was a funny story because, like, people thought that was going to be, like, a really valuable comic. And so everybody bought tons of copies of it. But then, without realizing that, oh, well, now everybody has it, so it's not worth anything. Everybody's already got it and has tons of it. So now it's like a completely worthless thing to have the Death of Superman comic. Well, yeah, I'm sure it helps, because people were buying tons of it. Bis wants to be let in.
Oh, Bis wants in.
Should we let them
Let's
in?
let him in.
All
Yeah,
right.
Bis, can you call us so I can just tap the pop-up when it pops up?
I'll call them.
So I don't have to leave them. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Bissy!
Sorry, the phrase
Bis comes
"Bis
onto my
makes me think
Bis
of
comes
cat.
onto my stream and screeches.
I do not That's it.
The screeching fae.
It's a meow. You fucking meowed.
A
before, don't
screeow.
you?
Bacon
No!
Sight says pee pee poo poo.
What the fuck did you
Oh,
say?
Bis, you saw the super sponge porn, didn't you?
Okay, this thing that gets me. Okay. Is
Oh, that was a
usually-
message directly to you, Bis. Pee pee poo poo.
Okay. Wait, what? What? Oh, okay. Thanks for that, Bacon.
Also,
Sight.
this stage is interesting because it's the only one with completely unique assets that never get used in any other stages.
Okay, but I need to mention, this is very important. The fucking porn that's in the files of that game weirds me out, because like, usually when people draw porn of, like, comic, like, characters, right? It's usually, like, they base it off of drawings that already exist, so what you end up with is something that is very on-model, but uncanny, whereas this person clearly understood the physicality of these characters and rendered them in their own style.
Oh god.
With unique poses.
Right.
It's loving. It's a loving depiction.
I think the one of SpongeBob in the suit is actually really, like, stylistically impressive.
Stylistically bold.
It is quite nice.
Alright, let's blow this joint. We got everything we need. I'm not going for all the Krabby Patties,
Like, just like the use of,
all
like,
we get is
shaping
JPEGs.
in it, and, like, the way they communicate, like, the textures of things in such a simple sketch is incredible.
I forgot about the bubble
Also,
blocks.
guys, mention that the heels he's wearing in that one shot look like a gun from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that's something I love about it, is like it's like it's still got cartoon flavor to it. The like hypercharged heels. Like, I love that they took the square shape of him and just everything else is just artistic liberty.
You seem to enjoy that JPEG we unlocked today, Bis. Or get a kick out of it, at least.
It was legendary.
It was fucking incredible. It was incredible.
I love how they thought that that was like a reward that people would enjoy.
It looks like a cheap Polaroid.
Oh yeah, the
that
chum bucket
somebody-
also is a unique stage.
It looks like
Deep
a cheap
trouble.
It looks like a cheap Polaroid smeared in Vaseline that somebody's been sat on for 20 years.
Also, they have that very reused song from in the or throughout the game, or like they reuse songs a lot, and then in this world they have like music that's just for certain stages, like the Rock Bottom and this stage have their own music. Amazingly. How do I talk?
Interesting.
Gary, what are you doing so far away from home? What's that, boy? I can jump on that bot over there to get a boost? Thanks. Now take yourself back home this instant. I like how it tells me that now, once we're like this far into the game, as if like I wouldn't figure that out. Oh yeah, I forgot about these robots.
I kind of like the robots in this. They're the most aesthetically appealing thing in the entire game.
Yeah, they're
Like this
cute.
one with the crayons.
The crayons alright. I like the
Whoa, what
fan
was that
film.
lag for? It like really drew out SpongeBob falling down the pit. He's like, ah!
SpongeBob.exe.
Death of SpongeBob.exe.
I can't believe SpongeBob's fucking dead.
Also, I don't know what location this is. This feels made up for the game.
Okay, can I just air a grievance about the SpongeBob?
Where?
This area that we're in on this level. I don't recognize this.
What do you mean? I don't see anything unusual.
I mean, it's just like... I don't know, it doesn't look like anything I saw on the show.
Can I air my grievance about
In
the
Rock
SpongeBob
Bottom?
monkey?
No, I'm past that stage now.
Oh wow, really? I'm
Yeah.
way behind then.
Oh yeah, you're significantly behind then, because I've been on this stage for a while now.
What? You've gotta be kidding me. I
It sure is strange
freaking
around here,
hate-
SpongeBob. I jumped into one of those
How
glowing
far
things and
back?
ended up here. That's super
No, I'm
far
still
back.
on rock bottom.
There's a button
Whoa.
There's a button that's like
Wait.
that player.
No, wait, hold on, no. This is still rock bottom, isn't it? With
No,
the
this is a
purple
new place.
background and like the... What?
No, we left Rock Bottom.
looks like
This is a
Rock
different
Bottom.
stage. It's not Rock Bottom.
What?
That's why I'm saying I don't recognize this place. I don't know what this is supposed to be.
I think it's just more rock bottom.
Well, no, because there's none of the town anymore.
Rock bottomer.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not like still in the trench of rock bottom.
Well, that's what I meant, like... So that's a really crusty background image with those stars. It's like...
Hey, can I just
I
mention
love the
Some
naming
crusty
pattern.
stars.
Like how every town just has bottom in the name.
Wait, are there any other towns?
I don't know. I guess it's just two. Bikini
I
Bottom.
guess that
and
doesn't
Rock
make it a
Bottom.
convention at that point. There'd have to be 3, and then it's a convention.
I think like
pattern?
probably in a couple episodes there have been like, you know, other like towns, I guess. But none that I remember.
There's the one he
Oh
becomes mayor
yeah, in that one special where he like loses his memory. Yeah. That was weird.
of. Does he ever lose his scremery?
Yep.
What about the one where he can't remember anything other than fine dining and breathing?
Oh my god, I love that. There's so many like really unique episodes in seasons 1 through 3.
Now, how do I do this? I forget. Oh yeah, it's just come over
It's
here.
like it's so easy to forget about things like Fry Cook games. Like as soon as you mentioned Fry Cook games the other day, I was like, oh yeah, Fry Cook games. It's so easy to
remember that episode
forget
always
about
making me
some of
hungry.
the really unique episodes.
When they like fry themselves up into like the things.
Oh, that's disturbing.
They always looked tasty. Always made me hungry.
I guess I really can't judge you. I spent my entire childhood wanting to eat the Chaos Emeralds. Also, can I just complain about something real fucking quick on the SpongeBob wiki?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how that? Okay, so you know how like I'm gonna take a random.
Wait, there was
example.
nothing
How, like,
useful up here.
You know how like lineages work, like how like a random like person from hundreds of thousands of years ago, most of us would be related to now.
Yeah.
Because of like
Right.
you know, because there used to be barely any humans around. There's like a load. There's this fucking discrepancy on the SpongeBob wiki I hate, where there's 3 sponge cavemen, right? There's SpongeBob
Right.
Primitive, there's SpongeGar, and there's Spongy, right? And
Spungy.
Two of them. Are
Wait,
on
how
the
did
fucking-
Patrick jump into that one up there? He
And
said, I
two
jumped
of
into
them-
one of these things and ended up here, but the other side of it is up there. How did how did you get up there?
He floated. He's underwater.
Yeah, well, you're underwater in a second.
Thank you. But like, here's the thing: is SpongeBob Primitive and SpongeGar are in the fucking SquarePants family lineage wiki page, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I want to
isn't.
know where they got these, like... where did they get this information?
Yeah, and also it's like yeah, because like I don't think it's ever explicitly mentioned that the other two are part of the SpongeBob family, and even if they were, the statistical chances that SpongeGar is not related to SpongeBob, since he just looks like SpongeBob but with an ugly mouth in the past.
This. Did
ugly
I
mouth.
tell you about how it turns out? I was surfing that wiki, and I found out that like according to one episode, Patrick and Gary are cousins.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was losing my mind about that.
They have a whole
This is-
family tree.
This is fucking worse. This is worse than the fucking like goofy Pluto thing. Patrick, I own your cousin. I'm googling this. Patrick Star. SpongeBob with.
They share great grand uncles
Also,
apparently.
They had what?
They shared their shared relative was they shared great grand uncles.
Yeah, they have like gay great grandparents who were princes or something.
Great grand uncles.
What? Princes? Do you mean the
Yeah.
Do you mean the Star Dynasty that controlled the monarchy from 18 whatever to like 100 years later?
What?
Wait, do you remember the Star Dynasty that took over the monarchy in like? The
Ash says it's so
1800s?
weird that Mystery is so
God,
prominent. She was in
yeah.
like one episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's
But I
so many
guess
things that are
SpongeBob
just.
technically had gay rep in 2012, I think, on a family tree that appeared very briefly.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of things in this Ash that are just from one episode, and they threw it in because I guess they didn't have anything else to use.
Hey,
Like the industrial
I think
park
their names were,
appeared
like,
briefly
Prince
in one
Dingus
episode,
Prince
and it's here
Countess.
multiple times.
would you all mind if I told the viewers some choice things from the SpongeBob timeline I found
Please,
yesterday
dude,
on Reddit?
that thing is chaotic.
Okay, let's see. Let's
The
see if I can
SpongeBob
find-
timeline.
Yeah, SpongeBob timeline.
I know. Well, I'm just the idea of that is amusing to me.
For the record, this is one of the less comprehensive timelines. I found more comprehensive one. Okay, so 250 million years ago, Squidward visits primitive SpongeBob and Patrick in the distance past by a time machine. 150 million years ago, 100 million years later, SpongeGar Patar Squog discover fire. I mean, and Squog. Then it jumps to like 8,000 BC, which is incredible because it implies that Jesus exists in the SpongeBob canon. And Bubbles the dolphin begins to watch over the cosmos. King Neptune is born in 2990 BC on July 5th. And then 4,000 years later, he locks his son up in a shrinking cage. And then, like, 4 years after that, Dunces and Dragons takes place, where the ancestors of SpongeBob, Sandy and Patrick go on a medieval quest. And then the Star family gains control of the monarchy for 103 years and loses it back to the Neptune family. And then Redbeard Krabs is born in 1880, and the Rusty Krab and the Krusty Cantina are built. Oh my god! Okay, we're accelerating. We're getting close to stuff. Grandpa Redbeard Krabs assembles a pirate crew. Old Man Jenkins was born in the 1890s. The first annual snail
He's still
race.
alive. And so are his like great grandparent.
Also, I don't know. Oh yeah, you're right.
Would have to be older than that.
January 24th, 1902, first annual snail race. And then sometime in the 1900s or the 1910s, Mermaid Man, Betsy Krabs, Man Ray, Dirty Bubble, Squidward's grandma, and Grandma SquarePants are all born. Next year, Grandma Plankton is born. Next year, okay, well actually, it's sometime after then. And then a bit after that, Gordon Plankton is born. Then apparently in 1935, Barnacle Boy and Squidward's mum are both born. Fucking Mr. Krabs and Plankton are born on the same day, November 30, 1942.
I want to know where the hell they got these, like, dates.
Exact dates?
These exact dates.
I fucking know. And here's the thing that gets me, chat. I'm gonna ask chat a question. I'm gonna wait for their answer, right? Okay. I want everybody to tell me, where do you think? Okay, so you know Plankton's wife?
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah.
Karen,
Karen.
computer. Yeah.
Okay. How do you think Karen came into creation? I just want to ask people.
Oh, I'm not gonna answer then because I know.
Yeah, I know you know. I'm glad you're not answering. Okay.
Kat says Karen was born.
Everything was born. Okay, so let's see. A calculator and a fridge looks. Actually, that can't be the.
Honestly, the YT guy, calculators.
Oh hey,
in,
they sent me right back to the exit. Nice.
Have like consistently been baby computers.
Alright, let's see what JPEG we get
Like,
this
there's
time.
been at least 3 gags throughout the series, and like 1 plot point about calculators being baby computers. Like, it's a consistent thing on the show, so.
Okay, so if you thought that Plankton made
Fingers
Karen,
crossed for an animated image this time. A
You're
really
probably
crusty
wrong.
GIF.
because Karen apparently was born only 2. Wait, no, Karen was born the same decade as Plankton. Apparently, which apparently before Plankton and Krabs attended elementary school together. So either Plankton made himself a wife before the age of 10, which is disgusting, and I don't want to think about it. Or Karen just coincidentally, the evil super genius happened to find and marry a computer.
Yeah, they met each other.
1950, SpongeBob's parents, Harold and Margaret, are born. 1959, the Rusty Krab is bought and renamed the Krusty Krab by Mr. Krabs. 1961, Victor Krabs dies. 1970, Squidward and Squilliam are born the same fucking year, apparently, because all rivals in this fucking series need to be born on the same year. And then or day with like the Krabs, and then Fred, Harold, Nat, Perch Perkins, Frankie, Bubble Bass, Scooter, Tom, Francis, Nancy, and Norma are all born in the 70s. May 11th.
I just want to tell chat, I think a lot of this is like random conjecture on the part of whoever put this together, and the other half of it is like cartoon, just like jokes that weren't meant to be taken seriously, or just like inconsistent stuff that this person just put on the timeline.
I'm glad we've clarified this is full of shit. May 11th. Okay,
In case you were believing this or taking this completely seriously.
Yeah, please don't.
May 11th, 1973.
We're just laughing at the like the absurdity of this being so specific.
I need you to understand. May 11th, 1973, Shubby is born. I don't know who the fuck Shubby is, but we have an exact date for the day she was born.
I'm pretty sure she's just a background fish.
In the early to mid 1980s, Larry the Lobster, Frank, Debbie, Kelvin, and Flats were born. Patrick was born in 1986. SpongeBob was born July 14th, 1986. 1986 is also Sandy, so Sandy, SpongeBob, and Patrick are all the exact same age.
I just keep expecting this to turn in further to be some detail about the Great Sponge War or something that occurred at some point.
Also, I need to mention, by the way. Okay, so this isn't on this timeline, but from another timeline I've seen. Apparently, SpongeBob ate a Krabby Patty in the womb. Just important lore for you to keep in mind.
He did,
I remember
though,
that. We brought that up earlier.
Truth or Square.
I refuse to acknowledge that there was a womb.
I'll be thoroughly honest, though. I think putting that on a timeline, putting anything on a timeline in this show is a fool's errand, because like the entire show is like just gags. Like, it's never supposed to be consistent.
I like how this is the background for us talking about this stuff, by the way, this particular stage. Over and over.
We are getting to the stuff that really peevisses me. SpongeBob creates his first perfect Krabby Patty at 1 year old in 1978. What? Plankton and Karen get married in 1992. 1994, Pearl is born. 1999, Squidward joins the Krusty crew. In the year 2000, Jim quits.
So SpongeBob is the same age as my mom.
Yeah, here's the interesting thing. Didn't you say that on my mind it says that 2005 is when SpongeBob starts working at the Krusty Krab?
Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, because the show started in the late 90s.
We're to listen to this. What?
Yeah, SpongeBob started in the late 90s.
What do I mean?
Yeah, but it was obviously based in the future, Elena.
It was. Obviously.
Then the pilot episode of the show would take place like more than 5 years after its air date.
What the heck? It started in 98 or 99, I think. I can never remember.
Okay, so we have... Okay, I'm gonna quickly run through the rest of this. We're near the end. Late 90s, 2000s, Gary, Monroe, Timmy, and other kid characters are born. Sandy moves to Bikini Bottom and SpongeBob starts boating school in 2005. 2007 to 19 is most of the entire series, apparently. Is over that, like...
Right, like, supposedly.
And then in 2013, and specifically in 2013, Sandy's nieces are born. Now, okay, I don't want anybody to spoil the thing that's cumbersome me about this, right? The movie takes place March 7th, 2030.
What?
And then the last 3 points on the timeline, I'm adding...
I will say again, though, I do appreciate the March 7th, because do you remember in the movie, Plankton gets the calendar and he's like, March 7th, the day crabs fries.
There, I did it. Let's see what we get.
You gotta love the March 7th. They get credit for that one.
Wow, that really is an image.
No. Okay, let's see.
When we get the image.
There you go. There's your image.
This feels lewd.
Wait, Bis, you can already see it? What the skunk?
I'm sorry.
Incredible.
It's disgusting.
Bacon Sites is
though.
Alright, now I
loud
can see
clapping.
it.
Here you go.
Wow,
Okay.
Clapping for
I
this image.
this is so crusty.
Okay, so here's the thing that pisses me off about this timeline, right? Okay,
Escape
I'll
from
spill
Sand
off
Mountain.
the
We're
point.
escaping from Sand Mountain this time.
SpongeBob tells his grandson about the Great Train Caper in 2080, and in 4017, Squidward will be unfrozen from the freezer in the Krusty Krab and meet SpongeBob. And then apparently, in 150 million years in the future, there's a void outside of time that Squidward ends up in because of the time machine malfunction.
Yeah, remember that where it goes, alone.
God, I love that part.
But here's the thing that pisses me off, right? Okay, you know how the entire point of the movie is that SpongeBob isn't given the role as manager of the Krusty Krab 2 because he's just a kid, and he needs to prove that he can still be cool and do things even if he is a kid, and that's the arc of the movie. According to this timeline, in the SpongeBob movie, SpongeBob is 44 years, no, 44 years old. He is 6 years off being 50.
Okay, YT guy just pointed out, he pointed out that they didn't talk about Spongehenge, and I was thinking the same thing when you first sent this to me. I'm so upset that they didn't mention Spongehenge.
Okay, I've seen a timeline on YouTube that I took a couple things from because I remembered them. That one did mention Spongehenge though, thankfully.
Spongehenge is one of the few episodes
Spongehenge?
from the middle seasons that I
I've never
actually
heard of
like,
that one.
because I just appreciate that they went for something really weird.
I've never heard of Spongehenge.
Imagine a henge that looks like it's made of SpongeBob's.
What?
Yeah, it's a bunch of large stone SpongeBob statues, where the holes are properly hollow, and the wind goes through them and makes music.
Oh, I thought it was gonna make his laughing sound.
Oh, I think they did actually at one point,
Oh.
I just
like
got
maybe at the end or something.
I just gotta mention, by the way, at one point,
Oh,
Elena
I guess that
revealed
doesn't...
to me. Elena revealed to me that she didn't know Stonehenge was in the UK.
Yeah,
And
I
I
thought it was in like Sweden.
I threw her out a fucking window and she exploded on contact with the ground. It impressed me so much to not know if, like, I don't know. It's like okay, it's like if you literally have no idea where it is, that's fine. But Sweden?
I thought it was just somewhere in Europe. I didn't know exactly where it was.
And then it's wild because then she'll turn around to me and be like, "Hey, did you know that in fucking Oregon we have a funny shaped rock?" And I'm like, "That's really nice,
Excuse me?
Elena. Thanks for telling me about the Oregon funny shaped rock."
Wow.
It's like, this is a rock in the ocean and it kind of looks like a stone. If you
Oh,
swim
Haystack Rock.
right.
That's what you're talking about, huh?
Yeah. So I just mentioned.
Oh, and also we have Cape Kawanda where there's, what's his name? Chief Kawanda. Where there's a big rock that kind of looks like a head.
Hey, Elena. Hey, Elena.
Yeah.
So speaking of rocks, can we just do a shout out to the large boulder the size of a small boulder?
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Speaking of places where we live, I'm actually kind of excited that Wait. Hold on. No, actually, I'm not gonna say this publicly on stream. I don't want to even come close to ever being able to dox myself.
I wanted to mention, I have been to Stonehenge before. To Stonehenge in Washington. They have a recreation of it in Washington. Well, it's a recreation of what they think it was before it, like, fell apart.
Oh, rip.
So it's like a full Stonehenge.
Oh, by the way, in Spongehenge, like the
fully hinged
wind
Stonehenge
going through the hills, it sounds haunting. It's such a weirdly chilling episode.
Was there any explanation for Spongehenge? Or what did they do
Well,
with
yeah.
Spunhenge in the episode?
Okay, so the plot of the episode is that it's windy, and the wind is going through SpongeBob's holes and making, like, sound. And the jellyfish really like it, and they won't
Oh, I
leave
think
him
I saw
alone.
this one, actually. I
Yeah,
remember that.
and then he, like, goes and lives in a cave. Ironically, in jellyfish fields. You'd think if you wanted to get away from jellyfish, you wouldn't go there, but whatever.
SpongeBob doesn't
It's
make
lost
any
places,
sense.
look.
He's there for like a really long time, and he grows like a long beard and everything. And then he finally realizes that he can make giant stone statues of himself with the same aerodynamics as his body, or like the same like structure, I guess, so that the wind makes the same sound. So he makes a bunch of them.
So
and
they
he
go
puts
to
them
that
in a
instead
circle.
of him?
Yeah, and
Well,
then
that's kinda beautiful.
so he finally goes home, right?
So
But
jellyfish
it
can have
turns
what they
out
want.
he was gone so long that like everyone's dead.
Where does this fit in the timeline?
No, this is sad. I don't like it.
He like gets back, and like the Krusty Krab is like buried in sand, and he's like, "No!"
So it's like, what's
And then
the
then
name
it
of that
cuts to like
story?
1,000 years in the future or something, and like aliens come down and find Spongehenge, and they're just like, "I wonder what this could have been." It's
So
so
wait,
chilling.
Wait, hold the fucking phone. So is this okay? So if the movie is the good ending, is this the bad ending? Is this the bad time?
Oh my god, you're right. This is the bad ending.
This is the bad timeline.
This is the ending if you don't get all the chaos emeralds.
I
The
was gonna
chaos
say
patches.
Okay, I think I remember this being confusing to me when I was younger.
The bad ending for the Mr. Krabs route. The episode is just so like
SpongeBob split
cosmically
timeline.
chilling. Just like the sound that the things make is chilling. Like the isolation is chilling. The realization that everyone like died while he was gone and nothing's left is chilling.
What's that story?
And
That,
then,
that
like,
fairy tale
the
about the guy who
perspective
sleeps
from
forever?
the future,
Well, not forever,
where,
but for a
like,
long
all
time.
of this is for
The
and all
young
that
thread
remains
something.
are these giant chilling like stone
Does
statues.
anyone remember that fairy
It's
tale?
just unsettling.
I
What's
know
his
what you're
name?
talking
Rip
about.
Van Winkle, that's right.
No, that's a bad name. We're not talking about it. I hate that name. Rename him, or we're not talking about it.
What?
No.
Biz, you are amazing. I don't know anybody else who would react like that.
No, okay. New name is fucking
Sans. Flip
Dead-
Sans Pinkle.
Dead Truck Winky. Okay, continue.
What? Oh, I was just talking about how chilling the episode is for so many different reasons.
I'm gonna be honest. That sounds like a really good standalone episode, and I appreciate it.
I very
It
much appreciate it.
kind of sounds like ancient folklore.
You know what? It vaguely does.
I don't know how to get up there. I don't know how to get up there. I'm really spumbust.
Can I mute words in chat as a moderator?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, for future reference, can I just mute the name that will never be repeated on stream?
Rip Van Winkle.
No, it's fucking Dead Lorry Winky.
What?
That's the new name I renamed the story.
Oh. I see that you don't like Rip Van Winkle, this.
Cassie, I will ban you from the stream. I'm a moderator.
Can't ban Cassie from this voice call.
I can put stereo mix on and play SpongeBob.
You can play
Nightfall.
anti-Cassie waves.
You can play the exact opposite waveform of Cassie's voice when she speaks so that it's cancelled out.
I'm gonna be honest. I think even if it's a non sequitur, I'd just play the Pillar Man theme. I think that'd just be funny. Everybody trying to shout over like, "Fuck! Oh, you've never heard that song, have you?"
I've heard it. You showed it to me before.
Oh, it's fucking great. I fucking love
I'm
it.
so confused by this area. I remember getting confused by this area when I was
what
younger
would you
too.
do if I called you Sponge in that?
I would poop out a sponge, I think.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Elena, I love you so much.
What's going on the FlutterBug wiki?
Oh my god, animatic. We need to make an animatic of that. That can be our first one.
Hell fucking
Pooping
yeah.
out a sponge?
Yeah.
It's so short. It would be like a 5-second video.
We can do a compilation.
Yeah, good to start with.
I wanna do one based on your entire like soapbox spiel from the Zelda thing, Elena. Because I love how you I love how like you're explaining it. Okay, you explained the concept of me being stood on a literal soapbox the same way that Adam Sandler described the plot of Click in interviews. With this like meandering dry tone. Yeah, it's based on the soapbox. Because they're all very like a little box, you know, by soaping.
I mean, it wasn't like I think when they say soapbox, they usually mean like a big box, it's like a crate of like soap.
You're still describing it.
And I meant, and I was describing it like that because I meant not like a box like that. I meant like a little box that you'd buy at the store.
Elena, I love that you're still describing this.
Because I didn't think it was weird to describe it. I was trying to describe the specific like box that Little Bis would stand on.
Now I want an animatic of this.
Of explaining it.
Yeah.
Wow. I figured out what the issue was.
Animatics are really fun. I once made one in like 45 minutes.
Big inside says Little Bis, adorable image.
No. Wait, I mean, maybe...
Small Bis.
Oh. Smith.
Wait, does anyone know how to clip stuff? Because I want that audio clip and I want to make an animatic of it, but I don't know how to get the audio.
I just...
Bis makes clips of my stream all the time, so have Bis do it.
Do you know of any way to get the audio out of it?
I think there's a... Well, I think I can download the video, and then from there we can do that.
Hey, can I ask a question for chat? Am I loud enough? Because I tried clipping this. I think I've got the clip, but I sound really quiet.
I guess I may have you turned down.
Oh no, chat say I'm fine. Sorry, you know how I have that thing where I'm very bad at hearing voices over music. So to me, everybody is always too fucking quiet. I
turned you up a little bit just to make sure.
Thank you.
Because I did have you turned down from the other day. Okay, so the way I did this before was I pushed this all the way to the edge and then break it. Boom. No, that didn't work this time.
I love how I love how the fam. Wait, one fuck. What? Hold the shit. What?
What?
I am looking at Patrick's family tree and it is bullshit.
Oh boy.
So you've got primitive Patrick, you've got Patar, you've got some King Patrick, some Prince Patrick, you've got Patrick.
So this doesn't stay with the spikes on top of it, basically.
And then like being a starfish skips a generation. Like you go from Patrick in a hat to something that looks like Escargoon from Kirby to just Patrick with a mustache.
And then there's the double-headed Patrick.
And Prince Callus.
Do
you see them this?
I don't know.
Do you see them this?
They're cousins this.
Okay, this. I think this is an image that the wiki made, and it's really fucking confusing unnecessarily.
What?
Also, like, one of Patrick, like, so you have Patrick who's a farmer, right? And his lineage goes on to create a sentient talking carrot, who then evolves into a fish. This is like Digimon evolution. It's fucking wild. Also, there's Patrick with 2 heads.
Digiball.
There's also...
Yeah, I mentioned that. I was like, did you see that? The 2-headed Patrick that's in there.
Oh, you know what? That's gotta be from SB129.
Oh, the future?
Yeah, remember?
Oh,
Two-headed Patrick?
That makes sense. Also, there's a woman made of water or
Oh yeah, it
stone.
looked like... I was like, is that...
Who's Gary's descendant?
I was gonna say, is that a character made from Gary's, like, snail slime?
Oh.
That's what I was saying yesterday. I was like, is that Gary's, like, slime who became alive? Is that what's going on there?
This is horseshit. Somebody needs to fix this canon.
You waltz into the offices where they write the episodes. You're like, you need to fix this. You like slap you print this out and you slap it down on the desk. You're like, fix this, please. This is unacceptable. The piece of paper it's printed on is bigger than you are.
I'm gonna. I'm imagining just like the paper just comes in with 2 hands at either side of it. And then to put the paper down, I just fall forward onto my face and then get up. I'm like, listen, you fucking piece of shit. What do you fucking say about this? Fucking Gary's fucking grease baby? Fucking...
Gary's grease baby!
like, I don't know, I feel like if a snail makes a person out of slime, that's like if Elena just sweated out Robin Williams.
What? Why is that of all people?
Elena, your sweat is the key to reviving Robin Williams.
No!
What is this?
I just want to think of a person who's a person. Elena, can I ask you one last question?
We've gone so off the rails.
Elena, can I ask you one last question? If you sweat it out, okay, imagine you swote, right? Imagine you swote, right? Okay, and then you're a sweat. Let me think. Fucking, you don't like one second. Let me think how I'm gonna phrase it. You sweated out a perfect replica of Cassie, right? Made of sweat, right? Would it be ethical for you to kiss the sweat Cassie you would sweat?
Just you ask me questions that I do not know how to comprehend.
I had to make it Cassie because I couldn't think of any celebrities you like.
Oh, Cassie flushes the toilet on stream again. Thank you, Cassie.
I'm just
I
asking.
flushed the toilet.
Thank you for your contributions to the stream.
Thanks, Cassie. I appreciate it. Cassie, did you hear the question I'm asking Elena?
What?
I'm asking Elena.
Sweat Cassie?
Yeah.
Would it be ethical to kiss Sweat Cassie?
Yeah.
Swassy as it's known?
Sweat.
Oh, so that's just the exit. Swag Cassie.
That's
Yeah,
just
Swag
normal
Cassie.
Cassie.
Elena, why don't you respond positively to me calling you Swagalicious?
Wait, why not respond positively for her calling you Swagalicious?
Also, YT-Guy97 says, Biss, I feel confident in saying no one in world history has ever asked that question before now.
Oh, thank you. I pride myself on
Brand new
being
question.
original.
Do we actually want to make the wiki real?
I feel like just making fake images of the wiki would probably be good enough, although that's probably more effort than just making the wiki itself.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, honestly, I think the wiki would probably just be fun to do as a thing that's not even like comprehensive. We just put funny stuff on it.
Yeah. Also, look, hey, here's Hans. We were talking
Can
about
we
him
have
earlier.
We have a biography section for Sweat Cassie.
And Swag Cassie.
My god. This could legitimately be a really good, like, extension of... Wow, I guess I'm about to say the brand.
Oh, I was just gonna say the channel.
For a second, then I thought you were just talking about Sweat Cassie, on the like
Just supplemental material. Here's the thing.
I mean,
oh,
we have
hey,
the-
Tom!
Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, we have the server.
This is my friend Tom Williger from high school. He's a cool dude.
High school.
What was I saying?
Playing SpongeBob.
Oh
In
yeah,
category
okay.
hypothetical
So
characters.
it's one thing. I was gonna say it's one thing to find out about like, let's pull up a great example. It's one thing to find out about Manword on a wiki, you know, or it's one thing to find out about like Patrick and Gary being related on a wiki, because with no context, it's like way more shocking. Does that make sense?
That makes
Because
sense.
I'm sure in the context of the episode, it's a funny gag that's easy to get past. But on a wiki, it's taken
Where it's cut and dry.
seriously, and it has no context.
That's something I
feel-
noticed, or I was talking earlier about working on the Kirby wiki, and that was something that I would notice every once in a while is like, Kirby is such like a cutesy little lighthearted series, and we're like doing such like dry analysis on it, and just like listing every single like little thing that's in it, and just writing everything in like perfectly
Right.
written like just completely dry and factual like writing style. And it's like, and this
so
is about
fun
Kirby.
about wikis and things like that.
And like I was in charge of like doing
the
database
thing
type
with the
things.
wiki of SpongeBob is that on the show, it's like one gag, right? That Patrick and Gary are related, I'm sure. But on the wiki, it's like, it's in Patrick's, like, it's at the top of his page, you know? It's like relatives. Gary.
Oh my god, wait, could we just canonize what Baconside just said? Sweat Cassie, Power F, Speed B, Evasion A, Kissability Unknown.
Excuse you, I have very known kissability.
No, we're talking about
Power
Sweat
Sweat
Cassie.
Cassie.
We're talking about Sweat Cassie.
Not
Oh.
Yeah, because the entire point of Sweat Cassie is it ethical to kiss Sweat Cassie?
No.
So
Is
you're
it
saying
okay?
that Sweat Cassie is just a construct made for an ethical question?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, also,
Kat wanted to
she's
put you
something
in,
that-
put that in category hypothetical characters.
Also, she's something that came out of Elena's paws.
My what?
Your paws.
I guess that's true.
O-R-E-S.
Thank you, Tom. I'm glad I haven't changed.
So this
Hey,
is an
if we-
annoying section right here, but
I
we'll get
love
it.
the idea of there being a hypothetical character section, just because, like, it's like, because then we can have comprehensive lore for characters that aren't even canon in the context.
Okay, this is the thing, though. If we say that they're not canon, isn't it way less fun?
Let's just say, do you all just say the real, like, Sweat Cassie is real?
There
Yeah.
we go.
Okay, Sweat
I
Cassie
think it would be fun if we had no distinction between, like,
hypothetical.
what we're joking about and what we're just, like, what actually is just real things.
I'm not sure that
As
we
if there's,
will.
like, a canon of this stream that we are a part of.
I'm not sure we will finish the game this stream, but if we don't, there's only a little bit of the game left, so it'll be just like a short stream next time. I'm gonna do at
Do you
least
ever
one more
won-
level and see how long it takes, because we're getting on to
Do you-
2 hours, which is about how long I was
Can I
planning
make-
to go for.
Can I make a suggestion for the fan base?
Yeah.
A really good cross-franchise ship would be Sweat Cassie X Chaos from Sonic.
What?
Oh my god. sweat, Cassie. I'm gonna be a fractal.
Oh my god, you're a fractal! You're a fractal, baby.
Yay!
Wait, why?
Baby fractal. I'm a fractal.
Wait, why? I don't get it.
Like, okay, so there's certain characters I call fractal characters because they have like a load of other characters based on them. Like SpongeBob is just the basis for Primitive Sponge and SpongeGar and Spongy, and most of his relatives are just him with a different hat on. Like his design is
Right.
fractal.
Would you call
Right.
Kirby one of those?
Less so. I think Kirby manages to actually avoid it for the most part. Sonic, though, is like the ultimate because you've got Sonic, and then
Yeah.
and then you've got like okay, so you've got fucking
You've got
Robo.
classic Sonic as a canonically separate entity.
Spungy
Yes.
Spungy would say, me, Gungaga.
So you've got 3 different Sonics if you count Boom, and you've got Movie Sonic if you want to count those as separate things because they'll probably be shown in images together on the Twitter. But other than that, you've got Robo Sonic, you've got Mecha Sonic, and Metal Sonic. Those are all different. And then you've got the other Robo Sonic, which has a different design and it's like over a foot tall and looks really cute, and I love him and he's my baby. And then you've got like Metal Sonic 3.0 and Metal Sonic Kai. Then you've got Shadow the Hedgehog, who is based off of a mural of Sonic that was a prophecy mural. But then Mephiles the Dark, which is the half of an ancient god and is a Satan allegory, takes on the image of Shadow the Hedgehog by absorbing Shadow. So he ends up looking like Sonic made of crystals and smoke.
Cat
And
says,
then,
by
like-
the way, every single time Cassie says, I'm a insert thing, that's yet another fractal of Cassie.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly finish this, by the way.
And Sweat
Also,
Cassie sounds like a stand ability.
Also, you've got the clone shadows, and also you've got the metallic clone shadows. And also, in the Archie comics, you've got Shadow Man, who is a Mega Man robot that looks like Shadow the Hedgehog. And you've also, I'm sure it's some continuity, you've got Metal Shadow. It just keeps going. And also, there's like you know how Shadow's half alien? In the Archie comics, they make somebody to rival him who's like Shadow but he's full alien, called Eclipse the Darkling. Eclipse the Darkling.
Incredible.
It just keeps going.
Also, I
My
wanted to
dude's a
mention,
fractal.
I'm really glad that my YouTube channel's been doing well too. Like, I've got people who seem to consistently watch my YouTube uploads now, and that's really nice too. Like, I was talking to Cassie the other day, just everything I'm doing is like doing really well at the moment and like
Oh
growing.
my god, Manic and Sonia.
So it's really nice. And I've got like regular viewership on the channel here. And I got regular like co-hosts, of course. You too.
Also,
I'm really excited to start doing the animatics.
also in Sonic the Comics, Super Sonic becomes his own entity, so that's another one as well.
Okay,
you got
you know what?
Uncle
Let's just
Chuck.
do it. Let's just choose a clip, grab the audio, and just start making animatics. I want to start like making them
I think it'd be really
because
fun.
we've been wanting to do this for a while, and there's nothing like stopping us, so we just haven't done it yet.
I think it'd be really fun, just like it'd be fun just to see the art style variants and like the depiction variants. 'Cause,
Right.
like, there's no rules here. There's no character sheets. We're just pulling shit out of our hands.
Right.
Scourge is cool. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Sorry, every time somebody mentions Scourge, I think of the arc where Scourge goes to an interdimensional prison where he finds the evil alternate universe version of Big the Cat called Smalls the Cat, who's a gangster.
Smalls the cat.
Oh my god, Amy's original. Oh, you know, okay, I have a hot take here. Amy's modern design is fucking garbage. It doesn't. Amy's current design does not look like a hedgehog. It's just like Tails' face on Sonic. It's like Sonic, but with Tails' face and Knuckles' spines. And makes no sense. It's a
Incredible.
nonsense design. I hate it.
But yeah, I wanted to mention, Cassie, I think that you were a big help for the channel, just you showing up on the channel, because there's people who came to see you,
Amy
who then have like stuck around to just come watch the streams in general. It's been really nice.
Hooray!
Oops. Guess we're starting that over.
Oh, as another
says, "I thought
pillar
Amy was a
in
cat at
my
first."
series of Sonic has weird names in it for the games. Sonic
Can
the
we get
comic.
a sad Miyamoto in chat
It's
for that
such a
one?
weird name.
It really is a bit weird.
Sad Miyamoto time.
Also,
This is what the emote was made for.
also on the wiki, there needs to be a page. There needs to be a page for each person's fractal group.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Thank you,
versions
Biss.
of-
With Cassie, we need Cassie the chicken as well. Who
Yeah.
exists in the
bunny.
plot song.
I think this project will be best if it's something that we just like completely treat as just something that's kind of like a fun joke.
Yeah.
And let the community
think
work
it'll
on
get
it mostly, I think. Let the
True,
community
yeah.
have at it. It's so nice to have like
Because
a
I think like the
community, 'cause
moment
that's
we
really
try to
cool.
like make it comprehensive or anything is like
Yeah.
the moment we ruin it.
Yeah, we need to just be able to shit things out. Like, we need to be able to just go, okay, the Great Spombusing of 1842 is canon. Somebody tries to make a timeline.
This just said it, so now it's canon.
Yep.
The timeline, the Great Spombusing of 1842.
Okay. On my page on the wiki, there needs to be a section under abilities.
So I'm
where it
guessing that what
Mighty
we're doing
Biss.
right now actually takes place 5 years from now, right?
Yeah, we're living in 2025 at the moment, canonically.
This is very important.
YT Guy 97, by the way, Biss says, "I don't think any of y'all mentioned the wildest Archie Sonic character, Nicole the Hollow Lynx."
Oh my god, I've seen Nicole the HoloLinks. Also, they were writing her as gay, and they weren't allowed. They were writing her as gay, but weren't allowed to ever fucking confirm it, and the comic got discontinued before they could do it. It pissed me off.
Incredible.
Wow.
Also, by the way, I don't know. I feel like
I'll
Blaze.
take you back inside.
I feel like Blaze and Tangle in the new comics should probably be gay. I feel like that would be good. I feel like they should do that, but won't. I've only seen a little bit of those comics, so I need to catch up. Okay, I just need to mention, on my page on the wiki, there needs to be a section under abilities that's just like, anything Biss says is canon. That's one of the...
Has the powerful ability to Spunbus at will.
And also, our streams may take place 5 years in the future, but that's not because we are 5 years in the future. Our recording studio is. Like, there's a time portal we use to enter our recording studio. We record the videos, and then we come
From
back.
2025.
Yeah. And it's like the studio has like big lead walls, so we can't see anything outside. We can't learn anything about the future. There's functionally no benefit. It's just where we record.
This is going to be funny to look back on when it actually is 2025.
Yeah. I think
Let's
that's
put
the
this back
fun of a wiki like this, is like as I said, like in the moment it's obviously a gag.
Yeah.
But on a wiki you don't have the context of like, wait, is this a joke or is this real? Add on top of that like anybody can be the author and you'll find some like weird things written, like this is the 3rd episode where SpongeBob takes a bath with Gary.
Could you imagine taking a bath with your cat?
Can you imagine
This is
taking
the
a
3rd
bath with your
episode
cat?
where Squidward mentions his tentacle as well inside the Krusty Krab.
Mentions his tentacles.
This is actually
SpongeBob, did you know I have arms?
SpongeBob.
But they're tentacles.
SpongeBob, this is only the 7th time I mentioned my tentacles in the Krusty Krab. You buffoon. They need to make a SpongeBob episode about SpongeBob working on his own wiki, and then Squidward is some
Oh,
asshole
it's like the
moderator.
Half-Life VR thing.
Squidward is like very into the art of the wiki.
Oh my god, SpongeBob's writing Patrick's entry, and Patrick is a really great guy. Oh, SpongeBob, that's subjective and conjecture. You can't. But Squidward, it's true. Truth is relative, SpongeBob.
Wow, these voices.
I am really bad at this.
These are incredible.
Oh wait, no. Okay, I canonically am good at these voices.
Not that
Never
I could
mind.
do any better. What?
I am canonically
was?
good at these voices.
Oh, okay.
Like, it doesn't matter if the actual impression you're hearing is bad. That's like the presentation, the storyline is that I'm good at them, and the wiki has to reflect
Since we're
that.
talking about wikis again, well, I was talking a bit earlier about experiences on the Kirby wiki. The one that I always like to bring up, and I don't know if I talked about it on stream before, is that there are some official names for characters in Kirby that we don't know the origin of, but they are confirmed to be real. Like, they're confirmed official. So we have all these names for characters in Kirby Squeak Squad, and one of the other admins on there was one day being like, you know, I don't know if we know where these came from. Like, they're not in any guidebooks or anything. Somebody, like, years ago added these onto the wiki and didn't give a source, so we don't know where these came from. However, in a later game, I think it was Triple Deluxe, where they had the little keychains of characters, it confirmed the names of some of these characters, including one which is like this hand, or it's like Master Hand, but it's made out of, like, bugs, and it's called Uja. And he was like, this is a weird name. Like, I don't know, like, if, like, I don't know how they just came up with this, you know, like, but, like, we didn't have any source for it, but now we know it's real because it's called Uja in Kirby Triple Deluxe. So it's like, did somebody just make this up, and then they, like, took it, they like, read our wiki, and then was like, yeah, that's what it's called? Or, like, did somebody, like, have some weird information they got somewhere? We have no idea. It was like a bootstrap paradox.
Now I really wish they just called the Master Hand clone Fingers Pete.
Okay, I know that that's a joke, but that legitimately sounds like a name that would appear in a Kirby game.
But yeah, and then, like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but then there was other characters that had conjectural names on the Kirby wiki that were given real names that were different from what was on the Kirby wiki. So, but all the Kirby Squeak Squad ones that we were, like, unsure of the origin of their names had their names confirmed in Triple Deluxe.
It's probably just because Squeak Squad was made by another developer, so they didn't have any official materials to go off for names. So then they used the wiki, but everything else they just looked at their own materials.
Oh, and my other favorite thing that happened on the wiki was, so I cut out the logo for Kirby Superstar from the box art to use on the site, and like tilted it so that it was set like because on the cover it's like slightly diagonal, so I like turned it so that it would be you know, angled correctly, or like so it's just horizontal. Anyway, so I didn't do like a perfect job at it, and there's like some little artifacts on it, but it's pretty good, especially because most of the time we use the logos as very small. But there was I think it was when Robobot was coming out, or maybe Star Allies, but they had like a history of Kirby video where they go through all of like the Kirby games and show a little logo in the corner, right? And I noticed, I was like, now wait a minute,
You gotta show me this sometime, Elena.
I was like, because I remembered, oh, I had to spend a lot of time cutting out that logo because I couldn't find it anywhere else, so I had to make it myself. I was like, oh, Nintendo must have had it. And I was like, well, I gotta look at what they had. And then I looked closely, and it has the same little, like, artifacts on it that mine did. I'm like, oh, they just used mine. They used the one I cut out and put on the Kirby Wiki in this official video.
You should just turn up at Miyamoto's house, break in, kill everybody, and then once they're dead, be like, Miyamoto, give me credit. And then his corpse stares at you with glassy eyes.
I thought that was seriously funny.
Can we get a sad Miyamoto in chat for that one?
Can we get a dead Miyamoto in chat?
Ash posted earlier, cursed sad Uwamoto.
I love the Uwamoto.
Whoa! Look at what Cat just posted!
Oh, Cat started the wiki, I see.
Are you fucking Oh my god, here we go!
All this talk and Cat just went right ahead and did it.
I fucking love
This
you.
is our problem, is we talk about things and then we don't do them.
That's why it's nice to have a little community
That's why I
going.
really want to just like jump right in and make one of those animatics.
Let's do it. Also, by the way, Miyamoto canonically deserves to die in our universe.
Wow.
Like, he has been
That's why
arbitrated
he's
by
sad.
the universe. Yes, what he's sad is this is him as the Grim Reaper comes.
Wow.
He's guilty of crimes against humanity that are unspecified as of right now.
Alright, we're gonna end the stream with getting another... I think I know exactly what this one is, and I want you to see it.
Cassie flush toilet sound.
There needs to be a page about Cassie flushing the toilet.
The toilet is a
Look, it's gotta be in
character.
my trivia section.
The number of times you've flushed the toilet. But yeah, I'm like... I think it's really cool that the stream has a whole community going.
Section, like flushing the toilet is one of my abilities.
FlutterBug wiki? So you can probably change that.
Cat, you're no legend.
Cassie, I'm gonna be real here, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real here, okay? So, I'm wondering, I'm gonna be honest, okay, I'm getting confused about your abilities, right? Flushing the toilet, right? Is that like an athletic skill? Is it a magic ability? Is it a stand? Is it something that you were gifted by a fairy? Which one of what kind of ability is this? Is it a mutation?
I think it's funnier if it's just listed on the wiki as an ability with no elaboration.
Oh, okay.
Abilities, flushing the toilet. It should be listed as your only ability to make it even funnier.
How much pee-pee does flushing the toilet have?
How much pee-pee?
No, it's pee-pee.
It uses all of the pee-pee.
This is all of the pee-pee.
It's all flushed. Oh, the platform extends here too.
Oh my god, Elena. If there's a nickname, if there's like an aliases section on the character page for you, it's gonna get so long. Because what you've been called Pringle, Stinky Bee, Elena, Elena, spelled differently.
Yeah, people
Elena,
have all sorts of spellings.
Lane, Ana, Elena.
We can just make them up right now.
And then they have to get listed on the page. You could make up like double the amount, and then they'll all be sourced to just this one moment. Like there'd be a few ones that were from other times, and then there'd be like a ton that are like.
Oh, I should clarify with
today.
the hair. I should clarify with what Queen of Glitch is saying at the minute. The different colored hair things are actually an actual form difference, and they also correlate to an incredibly huge size difference.
Yeah.
Like, pink hair is default form.
Pink hair
white
bliss is small
translucent.
fairy bliss.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a tiny little traditional style Tinkerbell-esque fairy.
Yeah,
Like in
And white-
like in
white-
your amiibo drawing.
yeah, and white
Yeah.
white
Your
hair
with the
bliss is,
amiibos. Is
and white
big.
hair bliss is like, you know, it's like Great Fairy Fountain airspace. It's can flatten Elena at a moment's notice, this. Could you imagine there's just a page for flattening?
Oh, did you see what Ash said? What his catchphrase is?
Which form is the one where I can say "step on me, parental unit"? white hair.
There's also other forms of bis, but we don't see those as often.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the wiki. There are other forms of Bis, but we don't see those as often.
I'm gonna be
no further explanation.
like a Mega Evolution. Yeah, the white hair, I would say Mega Evolution is maybe a comparison. Maybe, yeah, Mega Evolution works for that.
Oops! God, I gotta show you this last image, because it's amazing.
Oh, that's a nice idea. I like rainbow hair.
One of the ones I remember. I think we've seen all of the images aside from this last one.
Golly, it's hot in here.
Do you notice how his one eye, like, jiggles?
I don't like this.
SpongeBob's got a jiggly eye. That's his glass eye.
Oh yeah, Ash, I remember that fucking dream. It's really fucking good.
Oh yeah!
I remember the time I had a dream. Bis lived in an Animal Crossing villager house and was just a tiny naked fairy that slept on a big flower all day.
That dream was legendary.
I think I remember
we talked about it on stream.
like. I think I remember like him describing me as looking very smug.
Yeah.
And
you were like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it's me, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, fucker? I got a bare ass and I'm covered in fucking pollen. You got a problem with that?
Perfect.
They just move into your Animal Crossing town and they're naked on a flower. I'm smug about it.
Yeah, I got into your town.
What?
Ash says you would wake up for a few hours.
Wait,
and masturbate
Ash,
until
I
you
don't remember this from the dream.
Yeah, you didn't write that part down before.
It might be conjecture. You would wake up for a
This
few
is
hours.
a later
and
edition.
And if anybody bothered you, you would snark the entire time. This is canon to the timeline where we all live in Animal Crossing.
The timeline split.
The Animal Crossing AU.
I think I'm probably gonna start helping edit the wiki because I feel bad for the amount of shit like I canonize constantly.
That's on the wiki.
I get the sense that like not all of it is gonna actually end up on the wiki.
That's
If
fair.
somebody writes that on the wiki, that Cassie gets the sense that not everything will end up on the wiki. Because I think if it were actually trying to be comprehensive, then it would be boring. But if it just had like...
People would have to do so much work. Like, I have so many hours of streams built up nowadays.
Right. I hope nobody takes this too seriously and actually tries to, like, spend their lives documenting this. Unless you enjoy that. If you enjoy that, alright. That's fine.
Like, if somebody wants to go through and, like, take notes on all of my streams, I mean... I guess you can do that. I mean, we're not gonna do it, but we won't stop anybody else from doing it, basically. If we have any big fans... Now that was just BS. I tried to jump and he just went off the edge.
The Great Elena setting of 2019.
And by that you mean that I was sitting on things.
Yeah, you were just sitting on everything.
I mean, I really was. There's picture evidence.
Man, here I am saying I really want to just dive right into doing animatics, and then here I also am saying I really want to find like a clip that like leaves room for a lot of like fun expressive animation. Because that's my shtick, and I want to draw that.
Something that's always fun about these types of things is when they're done from a stream is that there's always just some random like background music and sound effects in the background. Which reminds me, there was a Vinesauce one that I really liked, where it was Willie was playing like I think it was a Dr. Mario corruption. And so they like incorporated that, and every time there was the little like pill flipping noise, that would be when Luigi would blink, as if it was like his blinking sound effect.
You showed this to me, I think. I'm pretty sure you showed me that, and it was really funny.
Yeah. And it's like, so he said it goes off, Mario, when I clean it.
Yeah, yeah. I remember.
What do you mean it goes off, Luigi?
That was so well done.
Oh, goodness. I love that one. Bis likes the SFM one with just all of the weird like moments where something ridiculous happens to him.
I love it because it builds this picture
Like
of Vinny as a man who just cannot get away from bullshit. He tries to play Skyrim, a deer just appears. He's like, fuck this. He picks up his 3DS. There's a there's a turkey with a huge ass. He's like, fuck it, I'm not playing this either. He picks up some random fucking Generation 5 game, plays it. Some weird glitch happens. And like he just can't this man cannot unwind and relax. He is stalked by the specter of horse shit at all times. I feel like Vinny Vinesauce is the gaming version of the SCP Foundation. He cannot go a day without an anomaly happening.
Well, yeah, that's what people say, is that his passive ability is glitches occurring. And so, like, whenever there's like a weird glitch that he runs into, it's always like, oh yeah, that's just his passive has procced.
My fucking god, that's good shit.
Which I'd never heard that term before. I learned what that means.
I hate how we always have a really funny, like, random improvised bits, like, off stream.
I just remember the moment Vinny was 2 feet away from me and I didn't have my glasses on and I wasn't sure if I was seeing things right. So I was just squinting my eyes and looking at him like, what the fuck?
I remember you told me about that.
Could you imagine just being Vinny Vinesauce and Ash is just squinting at you? Like, 2 feet away.
That reminds me, he said that he's been playing VR chat with some friends and like just hanging out in just like public spaces and doing like people watching, just like seeing what people are doing. And he said occasionally people have recognized him.
Hi.
He said sometimes I'm
Oh,
here.
well, the stream's pausing, so I'm going to assume her internet bringled.
Oh.
Oh.
Am I back now? Am I back
You're
now?
back.
I don't know what that was. The microwave wasn't on. But anyway, so what was I talking about? It was oh yeah, so he's been playing VR chat. He said just like hanging out with like friends and also just like random people and just like watching what people are doing in it basically. And he said sometimes people recognize him and sometimes will be like, oh yeah, that's me. He said, but he said other times I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that's not me. I'm not Vinny. like sometimes he doesn't want to be recognized.
You know, I wonder how I would react to people recognizing me around and about. Because I have a tendency to be both like, what's the word for when you're awkward and not shy?
Awkward and not shy.
Yeah, so it's not like I retreat, it's I'm loudly awkward.
Awkward.
Bumbling?
That's the word. Okay, so one time
Wait, what? That's the word?
I don't know, it works. So
okay.
I was out in the street, right, okay, and some religion person came over to me, or like, will you donate to our church thing, or will you hear about Jesus, or whatever, I don't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
So they come up to me in the street as I'm walking. I literally, like, okay, I immediately noticed they're about to talk to me.
Alright,
right,
you
okay?
ready this? Hold on. Okay. Wait for this story, because we're gonna look at another beautiful image. Oh yeah. There you go! That's your final prize in the game.
Mr. Krabs.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs!
Oh yeah, Mr. Krab! Wow.
I gotta see this.
SpongeBob, I'm twerking!
Incredible.
Why does a flower just appears on he ass?
Oh yeah, it does. Wait, why do the flowers move positions?
I don't
The
know.
one on his other leg moves too, it like disappears.
Maybe it's just rotating on that side.
This is
Also, they're moving to the beat of the music. I don't know if either of you can hear it, but it's like they're like in time with the song.
Yeah, they really are, aren't they? Oh yeah, but anyway, the story I was saying. So this religion person comes up to me on the street, right? You know, somebody's...
Industrial Revolution.
Am I still here?
Yep.
Sorry, I heard a disconnect sound.
Oh, hi,
Thanks,
there.
Cassie.
But basically, they come up to me on the street, right, okay? And, like, I stop as they start to talk, right, okay? I literally slide 1.5 meters to the side. Like, I want you to imagine, like, a dance move. I slide 1.5 meters to the side, and I say, sorry, I don't really want to talk, and I keep moving. I dodge them. I like Bayonetta fucking dodge the conversation.
You know what it makes me think of? When, like, those Sonic games where you go in, like, different lanes.
Oh, yeah, the fucking quick step.
You dodge the oncoming obstacle.
You know,
Yeah.
okay, one thing I love about the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, right, is that, like, if you try and do a quick step in the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed while being stood entirely still, Sonic just does a little cartwheel to the side. It's kind of cute.
Adorable.
So I think this is where we're going to end off. We'll have 3 more stages to play next week, which one of them is just a boss battle. So just 2 more real stages, and I will have some other SpongeBob stuff downloaded, hopefully, that we can do after we finish that. So it'll be, I'm going to download that maze game that I remembered about, and we probably won't play that whole thing, just check it out for a bit, and then I'm going to get the point and click, the Employee of the Month game. I definitely want to revisit that whole game, because it's been, I don't know, I want to say I was like 8 or 9 years old last time I played that, so just vague memories at this point. I mean, I vividly remember a couple parts, but I don't remember like any words from it or anything anymore. Like, I'm definitely going to recognize the locations when I play it again, but I'm not really going to remember how any of the puzzles work or anything. But yeah, I remember getting stuck on it a lot as an 8 or 9 year old, so I don't think I'm probably going to struggle with that this time. And if I do, then that means that I've made no progress as a person since I was 8 or 9. But yeah, this is a really fun stream. We had a lot of viewers today, and we now have a wiki as a result of this stream. And yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
I might revisit that other SpongeBob game we played at some point just to try and see some of the other stuff in it, but I really wanted to continue with Battle for Bikini Bottom because, yeah, I only played it for like a little bit as a result, but I would like to see what else is in there. Yeah, thanks so much. I presume we'll be back on Sunday. Biss and I will probably have something to stream.
Yeah, I
stream on
kind of
Sundays
want
with
to do
Biss.
Forces. I kind of want to do Forces, to be honest.
I could go get that out of my game case and plop it in the
Your
Switch.
case. You could go shit it in the Switch.
Unless you want me to try the PC version.
I mean, like, the thing is with the PC version is that the main benefit would be playing that mod that, like, makes the level design have things in it.
Yeah, I guess we can just stick with the Switch version.
Yeah, I think we'll play. I think okay, the game's like what, like 5 seconds long if you skip the cutscenes. We can do a second playthrough of the mod on Steam. No, Elena, we'll be skipping the cutscenes. Like literally. One second, let me fucking Google this. Sonic.
Do you want me to? I haven't seen the cutscenes since the first time I played it.
Well, I mean that a second playthrough where we skip the cutscenes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Also, okay, do you want to know how long... Okay, so the game has 3 characters you play as, right?
Yeah,
do you know how long...
Sonic, and it's got little rounder Sonic, and it's got the Avatar.
Okay, I have just looked up a video which is all the modern Sonic stages. It's 12 minutes long. All the Avatar stages is 14 minutes long. Sonic Forces, all classic stages, 13 minutes long. No, okay, yeah, 13 minutes long.
So it's about an hour and a half.
Wait, no,
of gameplay.
But all those were about like all those were about 15 minutes max. It's 45 at most.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm bad at math in my head.
Oh, that's okay, honey. Pet.
And we'll probably skip the special, like the extra stages too, because
Yeah.
I've
Okay,
done
but
them all. Because I 100%
yeah.
completed that game already, so I don't need to do anything completion related.
So just to confirm, one full proper playthrough on Switch, and then a Steam playthrough of the mod, but just the stages.
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, and we gotta do our part 2 of Sonic Adventure 2 mods at some point,
Oh yeah, we need to do it at some point.
which would mostly be focusing on the randomizer. We gotta get that working.
When are they going to mod me into Sonic Adventure 2?
They better. Are we still online?
Yeah, we're still online.
We're just finishing up, so thank you everybody.
Cool.
We'll see you then. Then
See you later.
hopefully we can do this again next Wednesday like usual instead of Friday when we do SpongeBob again. And then Thursday is going to be A Link to the Past. I'm going to be trying to beat that. And then I'm going to start Little Inferno because I finished World of Goo. So Little Inferno has to come next. So you got that to look forward to. So thanks everybody. I will see you on Sunday.
See you all around.
And Bis will too.